right there? Okay, we're going to start.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the Great Lakes Bay Health Center's Changing Lives Because You Care fundraising luncheon. I'm Kermit Diggs, and I have been a volunteer in support of Great Lakes Bay Health Centers for several years.
And I am Angela Williams, Senior Vice President of Great Lakes Bay Health Centers and Director of our school-based health centers.
As many of you know, Great Lakes Bay Health Centers started over 50 years ago by providing health services for farm workers. We've grown to more than 30-plus centers providing services for residents in 16 counties, providing a wide variety of services for more than 54,000 patients each year from birth to older age.
Today, we will focus on our school-based health centers and services for youth across the region. Our school-based health center opened 15 years ago at Saginaw High. 5 years later, we added a center at Arthur Hill. These centers inside the schools provide access to primary medical, dental, and behavioral health services to students while they are in school. At these locations, we are able to improve the overall health for many youth aged 5 to 21. Our centers serve as a safe place for students to seek confidential care in a trusting, friendly environment. With the building transitions taking place in Saginaw Public Schools, we're planning to keep these centers open in their current locations while raising funds to add a center inside the new Saginaw United High School opening in the fall of 2024. We're seeking your help to build upon the promise of creating a brighter, healthier future for these students and our future leaders.
Your gifts today can make that future a reality. As students transition to this new facility and face new challenges, we want to be there to provide continuous care, and we can't do that without you. I know firsthand the real need for health care in our schools. I have had the privilege of teaching and assisting in the lives of our young people in Saginaw for 37 years. I have been an advisor and a youth leadership programs and a strong supporter of these school-based health centers ever since Angela first invited me to join the Community Advisory Council in 2005. In 2020, I was honored to receive the School Community Health Alliance Apple Award from the state of Michigan. Also in 2020, Angela was a recipient of the Lifetime Achievement Award from the National School-Based Health Alliance. I have been very inspired. She's very deserving. I have been very inspired by watching the transition in student health since these centers began. So many students who had no interest or access to better health care have been able to make it a priority and in turn have been better prepared for classroom learning and healthy interaction with their teachers and peers. That's what this is all about, expanding our investment in Saginaw's youth and the future of our community.
So we once again want to thank all of you for being here today. Special thanks to our board members who are here. More than half of our board is made up of Great Lakes Bay Health Center patients. We also want to thank each of our table captains. Without them, you may not be here. Finally, a thank you to our staff and volunteers who are helping us today. Our goal today is to share with you more of our stories, including specific patient stories. But first, we want to introduce some very special guests. Cora Wedding will be singing A Million Dreams, accompanied by Kellen Woolheiser. Cora and Kellen are both students at Saginaw Arts and Science Academy. SASA students will have the opportunity to access school-based health services at Arthur Hill once they move into the building.
Now I'd like to invite Pastor Chris Pryor to come and give us a blessing.
Thank you, Lady Diggs, and a wonderful job by our students at SASA. It is a joy to be here on today, to see so many wonderful faces, for us to be able to gather again. But at this time, I want to not only bless the food that some of you are already eating. I see. We couldn't wait. I'm not going to make this be a long prayer. I'm sitting by our superintendent of schools, and I told him, don't you put a finger on my chicken. But as we are here on today, we celebrate Great Lakes Bay Healthcare. My name is Chris Pryor. I stand representing Victorious Believers Ministries, but also the Saginaw African American pastors. And I want to say thank you to this team who have done a phenomenal job making sure that people are being vaccinated. And we've partnered so much with Great Lakes Bay Healthcare. You just did a tremendous job. And so we say thank you to all of our essential workers. Come on, keep on clapping. For those of you who saw patients when you didn't understand what was taking place, when you had to go home to attend to your family, when you had people who were sick, and though even there were days that you had to still show up, we say thank you. Come on, give them a great round of applause. You can see all the names on the side who have worked so diligently to take care of us. And I want to personally say thank you. With our heads bowed, Father, we thank you for your goodness. We thank you for how you continue to watch over us and our wonderful city and this great organization that continues to impact the lives of individuals. No matter the age, stage, or phase they are in life, everyone is important. And so, Father, your word says that you wish that we would prosper and be in health even as our soul prospers. And so on today, we thank you for this endeavor. We thank you for a desire to continue to serve people for the betterment. And so I pray that you will bless this food, make it nourishment into our bodies. There be any impurities, they'll be removed. That we give you the glory and the honor. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen and amen.
We would like for you at this time to take 15 minutes to enjoy your lunch and the company of the people at your table before we resume our program. We encourage you to study the cards at your tables, featuring stories of the youth that have been served by this great group. We would also love to have you share your experiences today. We have resources at each table to boost your selfies game and to help spread the word. Happy Cinco de Mayo, and enjoy your lunch.
Please continue to enjoy your meal while we proceed with the program. We are so happy to be able to meet with you in person for the first time in 2 years. Though I wish I could, yeah, that is worth applause, right? Though I do wish that I could smile at you without a mask on when I get the opportunity to say hi to you individually. I know that all of us have had experiences and seen things during this coronavirus pandemic that we never thought we would. Who would have imagined that driving to work in the morning, there would be maybe 2 cars on the road? Or that the grocery store shelves would be essentially bare? While some of us have to dig into our memory banks to remember when everything felt like a ghost town, others remember these realities all too well. For example, who thought that our patients would be stuck at home with no public transportation, no way to get food or diapers for their baby, no one to talk to when their anxiety got the best of them, or when a family member was critically ill with coronavirus disease, or even worse, died? Who knew so many would die alone in a hospital without family by their side, or face the long-term effects from COVID that can seriously limit one's ability to continue to care for your family or to work? We have all felt our own unique struggles. Personally, I lost 5 of my own patients during the first year of the pandemic, people who I have provided medical care to for decades. As a physician, speaking to someone over the phone who you care deeply about when there is very little that you have to offer to make a difference in the severity of their illness or in their chance of surviving leaves you feeling helpless. Reading the hospital notes daily over a period of months as your patient and friend of decades gets sicker, gets put on a breathing machine, starts dialysis, needs medications to support their blood pressure, and ultimately dies at the age of 39 is a miserable experience that some days left me feeling hopeless. I'm at Great Lakes Bay Health Centers because our community has thousands of people who need our help, who don't have help, who don't have resources. People are experiencing depression, anxiety, desperation, and they need our help to build a brighter future. Throughout the coronavirus pandemic, Great Lakes Bay Health Centers has frequently needed to pivot to continue to change lives in new ways, to remain effective given our new and continuously changing reality. Since the pandemic began, Great Lakes Bay Health Centers has touched lives by providing more than 75,000 coronavirus tests and more than 26,000 coronavirus vaccines. We healed people in 2021 by providing behavioral health services to nearly 9,000 people, primarily for depression and anxiety, and we provided more than 400 people with substance use disorder services to change their lives and build a better future for them and for their families. We built community together, we all did, built community together by providing more than 5,000 dental cleanings and screenings to children throughout our community on our Smiles Are Everywhere dental buses in 2021. Thank you to all of our Giving Hope Society donors who have enabled us to accomplish these milestones. We've been extremely blessed to be able to serve each of these individuals, but we also know there is so much more to do. I dream of a day when all children in our community have access to excellent medical care for a problem like stomach pain, or dental care for something like tooth pain, and behavioral health services if they're struggling with depression, to give them a brighter future with hope, not hopelessness. We are committed to providing excellent and convenient medical, dental, and behavioral health care services for our communities, including young people and their families, especially for people without insurance, those underinsured, or those underserved. And in order to accomplish this, we need your support to build out space inside of the new Saginaw United High School, to create a welcoming, supportive, and safe school-based health center to make comprehensive services available to every single student. We aren't even close to being able to help all of the people in our community who are seeking our behavioral health services. Great Lakes Bay Health Centers needs to find 14 more licensed masters of social work to provide counseling services to another 900 people who are seeking help today. Our dental department needs 8 new dental assistants who could allow us to provide over 10,000 more dental visits per year for people who currently call us, sometimes daily, trying to get in for dental services. In our medical department, we need 7 new clinical assistants to be able to provide 5,000 more medical visits per year to keep people healthy, control chronic diseases like diabetes, help people quit smoking, and take care of acute illnesses. I invite you today to invest in building a brighter future for our youth and for our families and for our community. You can help us change the lives of thousands more of our community members in need. Now, I would like to invite you to hear messages from a few of the students whose lives you have the opportunity to change, as well as a family who has found healing through Great Lakes Bay Health Center's services.
Having a health center right at your school is so much easier than trying to schedule an appointment. So I think it's a big thing because sometimes students that don't have easy access to cars or transportation to get to appointments and doctor's visits and things like that, just to walk down the hallway, a step away, it's definitely needed.
I have been here at Arthur Hill School-Based Health Center for 8 years. That's 8 graduating classes. I have found this to be the most rewarding career, working with young people. We work with youth ages 5 through 21, up to their 22nd birthday, and we treat pretty much any and all issues that you would go to your family practice physician for.
It started really in 2004 or 5 when I was in the legislature, and Angela Williams and a whole bunch of people came on down to advocate for our kids. You know, we got it going. We had 2 separate facilities up, and these programs are spectacularly successful. They cut truancy in their first year by 1/3. And they provided for kids to be able to come to school rather than having to go to the emergency rooms, and that led them to be very cost effective, i.e. they saved money. And kids could get their needed primary care, they could get lab tests done, they could get counseling, they could get behavioral health, they could get diabetes. So when you added it all up, the kids got better health, the truancy went down, money got saved, and Saginaw kids got health care.
I did not know no high school had a health center at all until I got into freshman year when I was dealing with a lot of issues. My freshman year, I was horrible. Like, I was really bad. The health center was just like a comfort home for me. So they give me different ideas, different ways to make me feel better, basically. And that's why I continuously came back to every time I had a problem. Like, they was my counselor, basically.
When students first come down, if they haven't been here before, the initial environment may remind them of a doctor's office, which can put them into a preconceived idea like, oh, but then they find out this is a different kind of doctor's office. This is run by people who have time to spend with them and who care about them.
The very first time I came into the health center, it was all the way back in September. It was like a warm, calming sensation like when I first came in here. The health center has helped me a lot because I used to be a big guy, but I have lost weight since like coming to the health center. Miss Katie told me, she was like, it's not about losing weight because you gain muscle and you're working out. So she was like, it's about calorie intake and working out. That's what helped me lose weight.
I always feel mission accomplished when I get some of the real big, tough sports guys that are forced to come down for their physical. They can barely stand the thought that they had to show up and give me this piece of paper. And 2 or 3 days later, they're back for another problem. That's when I feel my aha moment. We were successful. We passed the test and they came back down.
Literally, I don't talk to no one else. Even the counselors that's here only talk about school strictly. Anything else, the health center helps me with that, even with school, basically.
I think that having the health center benefits their education because a lot of students that I see, the first thing they would have done on a given day when they have come down here is they would have just gone home. We have many, many people for mild conditions or mild injuries. The school's first action would be to send them home. Now they send them to the health center. And today we actually have the dental health bus here, which comes twice a year. Our dental bus is part of Great Lakes Bay Health Centers, and they service multiple sites throughout the year. The dental bus is actually really cool. The students love it, and it is like a little dental bus on wheels, and it comes right to the door, and the students get out of class too, and that's a real benefit of getting your teeth cleaned. So we have a great interest in use of the dental bus. If they need further dental work, we refer them to our dental services or to their dentist.
When I go down to the health center, I see the same, group of individuals every day. We kind of create a relationship with each other. And if I come down here, let's say every 3 months, as opposed to a primary care physician every 6 months, you gain a more of a relationship and you can trust these group of individuals. So having a connection literally down the hallway made it a lot better to get, things taken care of that I needed to, have taken care of.
We kind of pride ourselves into looking beyond the physical person. We have assessment tools that we use to look at their moods and their behaviors. And so we have to kind of, use motivational interviewing to try to get to the root cause of some of these things. This is that time in their life where we frequently find that what's going on in their life is not just a physical symptom. In many cases, if you remember being a teen, is something behavioral health or mental health needs intervention with.
As a freshman, you know how you're just kind of scared of the world, just like intimidated. And so I came to the health center because it felt like it was a place of I I can just calm down and be chill and also educate myself on some things that I need to be educated on, especially at such a young age. As high schoolers, I'm gonna be honest with you, we get into some stuff that sometimes we don't need to be in, and sometimes we need some help like immediately.
You'll be surprised what honesty will occur on those assessment tools, and we can start to address issues that are happening at home. I ask each and every student, do you feel safe at school? Do you feel safe at home? And that in and of itself will open doors.
So a couple years ago, we were a family of 4, mom, dad, and 2 children, and Ivan's dad ended up with some substance abuse issues, and he abruptly left our house. Both of my kids started to have some behavioral problems. There was some self-harm going on. My oldest daughter attempted suicide. She ended up in the hospital, and that was a big sign, obviously, that we all needed help immediately.
When I initially started therapy and was seeing different therapists in that first year, I was not a person who could identify my emotions and correctly communicate them, and that caused a lot of issues for my self-confidence. For therapy, I have been processing my trauma and things I have gone through, and I do feel like I have truly healed from those things.
In order for everybody to achieve the goals that they have set for themselves and to get through whatever problems that they're having in life, you have to make it a family affair. You learn a lot more about yourself, you learn a lot more about your kids, and I think even as a family, you work a lot better together. Great Lakes Bay also has helped Ivan in school as well. With going through everything in the past couple of years that he has, they were able to write a 504 plan and give it to the school and make a personalized plan just for Ivan. And the school has been working with that, and any changes that we need to be made to that, Great Lakes Bay Health has had no problems adjusting that for Ivan as well.
I'm definitely more comfortable in school. Even with therapy, I have grown a lot, and I'm able to express to the teachers things I do need from them. There have been major changes, and I am a completely different person, and it's very almost shocking. I don't know how I would have gone without doing this therapy here.
There are so many things that make this job so rewarding, and it's very rewarding when they have that aha moment and realize that what they're experiencing is not unusual, they're not alone, and that it's recognized by someone and they don't have to carry that burden alone anymore.
Using the health center is definitely one of the biggest resources that I have come past and through my entire 4 years of high school.
I think when they leave here, they have a comfort level with healthcare. I don't think that they're going to see healthcare as something that you do annually or you have to do it. It's something you want to do. We also have students that come back. They're able to come to their 22nd birthdays. And it's so nice to see that we've had that impact on them.
If you got anything wrong, go down to the health center because they are here to help. They will be the first people I go to if I'm in school, to help me out.
Hi, my name is John Jenkins. I am a Saginaw High School alumni class of 2014. I am also the first ever president of the Teen Advisory Council. I believe that they should definitely put a health center in the new high school. Not only just a place where youth can go and get medical treatments, flu shots, things of that nature. It is also a safe place. And it is a place where you can go and not only just get talked to, but be heard. In my experience, the staff at the health centers, they're awesome. They're always helpful. They always have a listening ear. They always can lead and guide through any situation. And then on the side of that, even though I graduated in 2014, I have still kept in contact with many staff members, past and present.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Ramont Roberts, and I'm the superintendent of Saginaw Public Schools. Before I get into my remarks, anytime I'm at a function and some of our students perform, I want to make certain that I acknowledge our students and how wonderful and talented they are. So please give another round of applause for Cora and Kellen for that amazing performance. As a comprehensive school system set in an urban environment, it is imperative that we form partnerships with agencies in the community that have the resources and commitment to support the mission and vision of the school system. The village concept is not just a saying, but a real practice rooted in proven success for students, particularly those in urban areas. Great Lakes Bay Health Centers has been such a partner for Saginaw Public Schools. From my experiences as a principal at Saginaw High School, where personnel from the school-based health clinic became part of the fabric of that school, providing not only support through social, emotional, and health guidance, but also support for the overall development of our students through mentorship and relationship building. Miss Amanda, Miss Kenya, and others became pillars in our school community, playing a pivotal role in the overall development of our students. As a superintendent, my experiences have been no different. The school-based health center provides a much-needed support system for students at Saginaw High and Arthur Hill that they would not get otherwise. Students simply just need to come to school. Think about that for a second. I often hear Dr. Gavin speak about how Delta College needs to be ready for students rather than the student being ready for Delta. At Saginaw Public, we have that same philosophy. As we continue the process of transforming into a 21st century school system, we will be steadfast in our progressive and innovative approach to educating the whole child. Saginaw Public Schools will foster a system that is ready for the student, and the partnership with the Great Lakes Bay Health Centers are just an example of that commitment. Please envision a state-of-the-art high school that offers comprehensive and competitive programming academically, socially, and athletically. Also, envision that school, Saginaw United High School, boasting a state-of-the-art school-based health center that provides unparalleled health, social, and emotional guidance for our students. Please support this initiative as our kids need you. Thank you.
My name is Sharon Norman, and these are my daughters, Hannah and Natalie. In addition to being a mom and wife, I am a substitute educator for Saginaw Township Community Schools, and I also serve as co-pastor alongside my husband, Brent, at Journey of Grace Church of the Nazarene, a new church plant in Saginaw Township. Our heartbeat is to holistically engage our community by journeying with the total person. If a man is hungry, hunger pains will drown out the sound of the fruit of the gospel. And if a woman is sick, the cries of physical pain will drown out the message of the great physician, especially if she feels she has no advocate in her earthly one. I am convinced that advocacy with one's own health care is a doorway that opens us to health of our whole being. This is why I am teaching my girls to ask the questions and understand their care. Great Lakes Bay, David R. Gomez, has been a place that has partnered with me in my health care and partnered with me as I am teaching our daughters to advocate for themselves in their health care. It is a patient-centered medical home that educates and empowers. Hannah just turned 18 and will be heading to Central Michigan University in the fall. And we have been working with her so she is confident in taking care of her own health needs. She met with our care provider, Robin Reynolds, on her own for the first time last year. Robin is a physician's assistant at David R. Gomez, and we are so happy we found Robin because she encourages listening. We instill that in our kids. You are the only one who knows how you feel. You must listen to that inner voice and then learn how to communicate what you are feeling. Robin has been great in affirming that for my daughters and me. It can be intimidating for kids to take some responsibility for their own health. But I did what my mom did for me. I am teaching Hannah and Natalie to write down their concerns and their questions. And then when you go see Miss Robin, read them to her. And if you're too embarrassed to read them to her, just hand her the paper with all the information, or in this case, their phones, with all the information on it. Just show it to her. After Hannah's first solo visit with Miss Robin, her next assignment was to call and set up her own appointment, because she needs to know how to do this. Because if she doesn't, she will not seek the care that she needs when her body and her mind is telling her that she needs it. And so she scheduled her appointment and met with Robin last week.
When I go to CPA Reynolds, I prepare a list that I want to cover for my visit. What I appreciate most is that she listens. She provides answers for all the questions I have, and then she gives me options about how I can proceed. I'm never made to feel as if I need to do something or as if I'm told this is what we're going to do, but I'm given the information that will help me and my family make the best decision for our health.
Unfortunately, as an African American family, we have to take a different approach because the statistics don't lie and the disparities are real. But we do our best to combat that with education and empowerment. Having the right information and then being encouraged to use that information. We have had incredible health care. Yes, because of Great Lakes Bay, David R. Gomez, but also because we educated ourselves and determined what was best for us. And then we were empowered to pursue it until we found it. Education and empowerment. Two words I would love to champion with every person who has not learned how to advocate for themselves, but also for every parent who is trying to teach their children how to be their own health advocate. As I said earlier, our heartbeat is to holistically engage our community by journeying with the total person. If we want a healthy community, then teaching individuals to become their own health advocate, it becomes a pathway for communities to be positively impacted. I've learned in my short, young, almost 50 years of living, the most effective lessons that we teach are often the ones we choose to live by. My hope is that we are living in a way that educates and empowers our girls to become the best versions of themselves and encourages our community to be healthy and whole. Today, I am thankful for Great Lakes Bay, David R. Gomez, and Robin Reynolds because they are helping me teach the most effective lesson. Thank you.
We are almost at the end. Good afternoon. I'm Dwayne Parker. I've served on the board of directors for Great Lakes Bay Health Centers for the past 4 years. I've always believed in this mission of the organization, and it's an honor to be a part of something that brings forth health and caring. This organization brings health to anyone who needs it. For many, we are the only place. I hope you learn more about these comprehensive and caring services and seeing how lives are touched and changed. I'd like to share one last story with you. Imagine a single mom living in Saginaw with 3 children. The oldest is 14, the second is 10, and the third is 7. 2 girls and a boy. They attend our Saginaw schools. Their mom is getting them to school every morning before she goes to work, but it isn't easy. If something goes wrong, the schedule can be thrown off. She's working 2 jobs with no health insurance. She doesn't have a doctor right now, and she doesn't know where to turn. She can't afford to miss much work. She lies awake, worried about her kids. The 14-year-old daughter is having difficulty with her friends and receiving text messages that are hurting her self-esteem. She is starting to feel depressed. Her mother is seeing these signs, but isn't sure how to reach her. The 10-year-old girl is sitting in her class with a toothache that is really bothering her, and she can't concentrate on her lessons. The 7-year-old boy has a constant stomach ache because he is struggling to see the board in the class and falling behind. We know these families and we know these struggles. This is a reality in adolescent health care. That's why Great Lakes Bay Health Centers are here for children, for parents, and for teachers. Her teen daughter needs to be able to see a counselor at the school-based health center at our high school. It's a place where she can feel comfortable and welcome. Her mom doesn't have to leave work to take her to the appointment. The Smiles Are Everywhere dental bus will come to the younger daughter's school so that she can get her teeth clean, and again, mom not having to leave work. The son can see one of our eye doctors and get new glasses. A community health worker can guide them through the health insurance process, and there are vans to help with transportation needs. Think about families you have met or known who don't get this help. The 14-year-old may withdraw, feel isolated, drop out. The 10-year-old could lose that tooth, miss several days of school, and fall behind. And the 7-year-old might see his anxiety compound over the number of things he misses because of his vision issues and start lashing out, leading to frequent disciplinary referrals. Now imagine the increased pressure mounting mom to meet her family's most basic needs. It's easy to see how vital these services are to families and how important this partnership with our schools is. Healthy children are better prepared to succeed in school. Remember, Dr. Khan telling us we saw this when the truancy rate dropped by 33% in the first year the school-based health centers was open at Saginaw High School. It is my privilege now to ask you for your help, to make a financial investment to support our mission and change lives. Today, we are here to grow sustainable giving through the Giving Hope Society and your generous gifts. If you have been inspired by what you've seen today and you would like to support our ongoing needs of Great Lakes Bay Health Centers, I invite you to join us in partnering in this work. Before I ask the table captains to pass out the pledge cards and envelopes, we would like to thank our sponsors and our leadership donors who already provided $24,500 to support our mission and help us come together today. These special businesses and partners are listed in your program. The current members of our Giving Hope Society are also listed in your program. Thanks to these donors for their support and for inspiring all of us to join with them today. Some of you have attended this event in previous years and pledged your ongoing support. We thank you for those gifts. If you feel compelled to make any changes to your pledge, such as paying off early or increasing the amount of your pledge, there is a special section on the back of the giving cards for you. Again, we thank you. Now I'd like to ask the table captains to pass out the cards and donation envelopes. Little bit more, just bear with me. Starting at the top of the card, the Giving Hope Society pledge level names are meant to give you a sense of what impacts your contributions can make. 100% of your contribution will go to support direct patient care at Great Lakes-based health centers. The first giving level, Reaching Out, is a pledge of $1,000 each year for 5 years and could help provide a community health worker to 30 families who are struggling with employment or housing to find stability for their future and for their children. The next giving level, our Healing People level, is a pledge of $5,000 a year for 5 years and could provide counseling visits to 25 children and teens like Ivan in these 5 years. The last level, Building Healthy Communities, is a pledge of $10,000 a year for 5 years, which would provide mobile dental visits to 350 children across the region during those 5 years. For those of you who may prefer to give at a different level, you will see a variety of options on the card. You could also choose a monthly gift or a one-time gift. Whatever level of support you can provide, we ask that you make the first payment on your pledge card today. If you would like to make a gift using a credit card, you can access our online giving platform with the QR code on your form. Your table captains can help you with any questions you may have. They will also collect your cards when you are finished. Please know we sincerely appreciate whatever you're able to give to support the patients we serve. We thank you, and God bless.
You have been informed, so therefore you have a job to do. You are an ambassador. Get the word out. I'd like to thank all of you who have come in support of this fundraising luncheon today. In a moment, Angela will draw a couple of names for door prizes. We also encourage you to share what you have learned today with those you know and people you know who will be receptive in helping to make this vision a reality. We have information that you can take as you leave to share more about our services. Beyond that, if you are an individual or a part of a group who would like to have a tour of a center or a part of a Together event, please let your table captain know, and we will follow up with you and make this an in-person tour. Finally, the sunglasses on your table are for you. Each time you wear them, we hope that you will remember that you're helping to build a brighter future for our community today. And thank you so much for coming.
And thank you, Kermit. So our winners today are Jim McGinnis and Yolanda Skelton. If you would come to the stage to collect your prizes, these are compliments from the Saginaw Spirit Hockey Club. Are they in the audience? Jim McGinnis and Yolanda Skelton? Congratulations, Jim. And is Yolanda here? Congratulations. And we'll make sure that Yolanda receives her prize. You drop. We would like to thank all of you for attending this wonderful event today, and we'd like to wish you a happy, incredible, bright day. So have a good afternoon, and thank you for your support of Great Lakes Bay Health Centers. Thank you.